It says we're going. Making sure I'm talking into the mic. Quick drink, and alright. Looks like we're good. Hello, everyone. This is Chris Ingerson. It is December 22nd, and this is the December 22nd TextQuest dev stream. So today, since it's kind of a wonky schedule due to the holiday season, we're going to be doing a bunch of different stuff. First off, I'm going to update you on a couple of things I've done since the last stream, since I didn't get a stream yesterday. And then we will take a crack at making a mini game for our loading screen, because that's something I've been wanting to do for a while, and I just haven't been able to due to a couple of design problems I've been trying to think around. But anyway, so excuse me, I had to scarf down food before the stream, so I got a bit of a cough, and I was hiccuping right before this. So hopefully none of that comes up. So the first big thing that I've done is I have broken game settings out of Session. So originally the game's quality settings, so like the frame rate, the anti-aliasing settings, all that, were set up as part of Session, because Session was my main saving system, basically. So I broke out the settings options into its own class called Game Settings, which I probably could actually sort into settings, because I did a little digging and there wasn't anything called settings. But anyway, so settings actually handles all of the sort of settings that you would have in an options menu. So you'll have like your anti-aliasing, your VSync, your texture resolution, all of that. And whenever those are changed and updated, it will actually refresh video settings in that case, because those were dealing with video quality. And then I also have a similar thing for audio, so you can control 4 different groups, which would be master, ambience, music, and sound effects. And whenever they are updated, all game settings is going to do is send out a quick update delegate. That's just, or sends out an event that anything that's listening to it is going to update the audio sources that they're attached to. So currently, I'm not sure if I'll be able to get to the main menu or not. So currently I'm in the middle of moving Session over from using XML to using JSON, and it's not completely done yet, so there are a couple of bugs, and right now it actually throws a null reference error because I had a quick programming oversight that I was really stupid about. Where I could probably actually do this real quick, just to, well, I won't worry about it if I don't have to. I think what I'll do is, let's play and see if I can brute force my way through the null reference error here. So you can see I'm debugging initially the default settings file. So we have an audio section for our audio settings. We have volumes for master, ambience, music, and sound effects. Our video settings deal with everything from frame rate to refresh rate of your monitor, resolution, anti-aliasing, all that stuff. Controls, this isn't doing anything yet, but it's going to be stuff like FOV, inverting mouse X and Y, mouse sensitivity, and basic controls, so key bindings. Those aren't finished yet, because I need to actually work on a system that will allow me to customize that at runtime. But for the time being, it works at least. And now we're gonna have fun and see if I can. Nope, it's not gonna load, is it? Dang. Oh no, it will. Okay, so let me do this. Close this. Let's turn this on. Yeah, I thought as much. Yeah, brute forcing it's not gonna work. So that's the problem with this type of system is. Okay, that's not terrible then. Audio. So I just wanted to show you the revamped audios menu. I should actually pause it and then maximize this so you guys can see it. So we have sliders for master, ambience, music, and sound effects, and all of these can be adjusted individually. So it'll update audio sources in real time. And the reason I have the master slider is so that you can sort of do master tweaks. So let's say that we have 50 the value here. Oh, and you can also change it. So forgot about that. So we'll say we have 50 here, but if we want to say drop our main volume entirely down, you can hear it decreasing as we go. So now audio sources have a volume from 0 to 1. So a value of 50 when master is at 100 would mean that the audio source for ambience is going to be playing at 0.5. If I drop this down to 50, then this ambience sound or audio source is going to be playing at 0.25, and all of the other ones will be playing at 0.5. So it's just sort of a nice way to say, like, I want all of my music to, or I want all of my sounds to basically cap at this loud, and then anything else is just tweaking between that normalized value. So, and we can test various things. So, we want our music to be like 20. You can click any of these buttons and they'll start their own tests. There's our sound effects. We can lower that to 50. Of course, we can lower our master to say like 50. We don't want it to ever be louder than that. So ambience could be fairly loud. Music will be very quiet. Sound effects would be louder than music. And all of that, gets wrote. It is set in the game settings, and when I actually hit apply, it'll stop playing the sounds, which is good. But then we can also pause this, and let me navigate to this real quick. We can go to our settings, and you'll see that we have a save file now. So we have volume master has been set to 50, which is what it was. Music has been set to 20, and sound effects has been set to 50. So all this stuff will be nice and organized as opposed to being sort of just crunched together in XML. So it's a lot more human readable. And it'll make adjusting these, if for some reason you ever have to adjust these files manually, it'll make adjusting them a lot easier. I could probably look into like an .ini file, but this is fine too, I think. And then, of course, since this now exists, whenever the game boots up for the first time, it's actually going to parse out all of this and then load that as the settings. So that's where the settings stuff is right now. I still need to update video a little bit to do all of that. I think it should be using those settings because I think we've already moved those over. So if I set this to like ×8, vsync on, I need to figure out why that's still not being set right. Set all that to high. Let's set it up to 16. Then we'll have to hit A to apply it. Pause this again. Ah, dang it! Of course I closed it. Recent places. There we go. And what is? Oh, because that's the wrong. Go figure. Trying to explore. I was going to say, where was everything? And here we go. Hello, None Superior. Just doing a quick overview of the adjustments I've made to the game settings that control stuff like FOV and application frame rate, all of that. So you can see now that our anti-aliasing has been set to 8, shadow distance is 150, full screen's true, vsync is 1, all that stuff. So we can close that, and we'll go ahead and stop playing. But I do have that error at the very beginning, and that's because I just haven't quite finished porting over the session stuff yet. So it's kind of a little shaky whenever we try to access anything. But that's fine. We're not going to focus on that tonight. We're going to be doing something a little easier and a little more interesting, which is going to be making a loading screen minigame for when you do level transitions. That's because currently when you do a level transition, you just get a bit of flavor text and not much else. Really, that's about it. Like if I go to builds, I think Free Range Arcade will work. Who knows? Let's live dangerously. So I'll show you what the current loading screens look like, assuming that this build works. I remember this build was pretty buggy. So let's go to start, new game, normal, bright, green, Okay, so you'll see that we have loading in the center there, and then we have the luxurious trappings of little to come as the door locks behind you. Um, this is a fairly basic loading screen. It's not doing anything special. It's just got loading going on there. Um, so it works. It's functional, but it's not what we want. So let's go to quit. And at the same time, we also have a bigger problem in that my levels. Ooh, hit no. I was like, so currently we have another problem in that levels are loaded synchronously. They're not asynchronous, which means that whenever I load a level, it basically halts the main thread until the new level is loaded, and that can take a while. That's why when you first start playing, of course I already closed it. I need to stop closing that. It's a habit of closing things. That's why when you first start playing, the loading doesn't actually move. It's frozen basically until the main thread is freed again. So we need to actually shift things over to use asynchronous level loading. A basic loading screen would match the theme. That is true, but at the same time, a basic loading screen is also kind of dull. So I'm not going to do anything really advanced. I'm still going to keep that very basic. Here, let me go to text quest, scenes, test, menu test. All right. So let me get. Should have. It's probably fade. I'm guessing. Yeah. So this is our current one. So I'm going to keep a very similar style to this, where we have just a solid black. Yeah, it's basic. Yeah, it's basic in functionality because there's no real functionality. All it does is give you a little bit of flavor text, which is fine. But I think what I'm going to do to actually help make that a little more interesting for the player is make the loading screens sort of a small mini game in their own right. And they're going to be very, very simple, nothing complex, nothing graphical. It's all going to be text, and it's all just going to be this text on a solid black background. But what you're going to get is, so right now there's our load level, and then we would have stuff like flavor text down here. But that in and of itself is only functional. It's kind of boring. So what we're going to do is I'm going to make a loading screen that can do one of maybe 2 or 3 randomized word challenges, sort of, that involve typing. So think like Typing of the Dead, just not as much zombies. Which, I mean, obviously that means it's not as good as Typing of the Dead, but similar concept. So let's go ahead and say, let's see, do I have a loading screen actually? That's the load game. Okay. Then yeah, I'm just going to call this loading screen. Or more appropriately, view loading, because that's how I like to set everything up. So let's add a folder. Loading. Create. Folder. Scripts. And then create folder. Prefabs. Autocorrect of the Dead. Oh, I actually need to look into doing autocorrect. Well, not autocorrect, but spelling suggestions. Just because some people do have trouble spelling certain words. I need to look into a good way to do that. So let's go to loading view. I don't think that's been taken. So. Also, how are you doing, None Superior? It's good to see you again. Reload all. So while I set up the script real quick. Namespace. Text quest. Which, I'm not sure how many people actually use namespaces. I like them, just because they help isolate code. But TQ, not really. I still call it text quest view. Yeah, plus British spellings of stuff. That's a whole other thing. I I actually. Oh, what the heck? Oh, right. That makes sense. What was it? this. Override. Oh, come on. Ah, it's got to be public. Okay. It's been a while since I've had to write a new menu. Yeah, holidays are always crazy. You just got to do what you can to survive, I suppose. So, here's where things are going to get interesting. Using Unity, not engine, editor, engine.ui. So let's go with public text, puzzle text, or puzzle label. Ah, nice. Player feedback is always a anxiety-filled time. Especially if you're not sure if there are any bugs you don't know about or not. And there almost always are. Let's go ahead and do something simple for now. Have private string solution. So I'm currently setting up a quick mini game that's going to be based on a jumbled word, basically. So you'll get a bunch of letters, and if you can spell what they or if you can rearrange them to spell the word that they're trying to spell, then you'll get flavor text. So essentially now flavor text isn't just a given; it's a nice bonus for doing stuff. And that's, I mean, it's just flavor text, so it's not important, but it's nice to, it's a nice reward. It's a nice way to say like, hey, you're doing good work. Oops, hit my mic. So let's go ahead and say public override private void randomize word, and go ahead and do, we'll need a list. Generic public list. So we're just going to sort of shotgun this real quick. Puzzles equals, no, that's not going to work. No, I'll make a new class real quick. So essentially I'm not going to do anything really elegant right now. I'll come back later and do that. I just want to get the proof of concept up and testing. So let's go with system.serializable and public class. I'll just call it puzzle word and public string word equals that. Public. I don't actually need to have a mix-up, do I? So don't even need that solution anymore. Instead we'll have public list puzzle word. I don't know why I did this. Hold on. Puzzles equals new puzzle word. I had a reason that I wanted to separate this. Why was it? I mean, I could just do strings. Oh, right, because it would do public string output. That's what it was. So that's like the total output. The word would probably be a randomly selected word from the output, but for now I'm just going to hard code it. And then once you solve the word, you will get to see the full output. So let's go ahead and say on submit, and then string value equals input dot get text. Oh, come on. Input dot text, I believe. And then we'll say if true. That's not what it's going to end up being. I just need to do this real quick. Private string Let's just say target. Equals that. And we'll say puzzle word. It's null. Target equals null. If value equals, oops, if value dot to lower equals target dot word dot to lower. So we want to make sure that it's not case sensitive, because case sensitive is a very, very stupid thing to do in things like this. Why are you... Oh, right, because I used one equal. I hit backspace at the same time. That's why. We'll do debug.log. I hate that logger exists because it keeps defaulting to that now. Test. All right. So randomized word, we're just going to have, and then we'll go ahead and put output plus target dot output. Okay. So we're going to say target equals mathf dot random. Oh, right, it's not mathf, it's random dot range. 0 and puzzles dot count. Ah, right. There we go. Ta-da! All right, so we randomly get one of the words that one of the puzzles that we've set up, and then, oh, you know what? No, that's fine, I think. Oof, this is going to be... It depends on how much I want to be forgiving. Let's go ahead and build the menu real quick. Let that compile. Come on. Root. So there's probably a couple of quick usability things that I'll end up having to do, but I'm not going to worry about those for now. Okay, so we have our root. We're going to have an image. Make it solid. Make it black. All right. And if I need raycast target or not. It's fine. I'll leave it open. I think that's new. I don't remember seeing that. I don't know what that does either. But anyway. So there's our root. And you know what? Actually, it will be faster to just rip out one of these guys. So that's that. Except it's not going to be that one. We're going to need... game over would probably be a good base. Ah, crap. Ah, no, okay. Let's see. So let's open this up. Yeah, that's pretty good. So let's get rid of this. Alright, let's remove this. And let's go ahead and add this. Really? Is there an error? No. Why does loading view not have any fields? Huh. That is odd. Hold on. Go to definition. Yeah, that's weird. I don't have any errors, but it's not loading. Huh. Okay. Loading. Drag that quickly down in here, that way I don't override the original. Wow, really? What is wrong with this? What, did it not save it or something? Oh, hold on, give me a second. Ah, yeah, I was stupid. It didn't save it. That's weird. Anyway, So now that should actually be showing up properly. Once it compiles, of course. And then, boom, there we go. So we'll get our root, our order, and then we'll make it 5. Okay, output label will be that. Our input will be, of course, it's below that. Let's go to here. Okay. So let me zoom in on this, see what we got. All right. So let's go ahead and have, I think we can get rid of our options label. Yes, that's fine. Output label can instead stretch all the way over. Go 10 from the left, 10 from the right. Make sure that our text is aligned to the left. So this output will be the flavor text area. So when you actually type in the correct word, the flavor text will be correctly associated with it. And then def label, let's change that to word. Call this, I guess I called it puzzle label, didn't I? Okay. Yep, puzzle label. All right. So now let's go ahead and just do 3 random ones. And we'll do different words for each different field, or for each different level. I guess I don't really need to go into, these aren't going to be very good. I'm just thinking them off the top of my head. And can be hard. Can be hard. Can be hard. Oh my god, I cannot spell. And grotto. I don't even know if that's correct or not, but hey, it'll work. And you know, that's fine. So, let me quickly change this. Of course, I have to open it back up again. That's something weird that I don't know why Visual Studio does it. When you first edit a file, it doesn't treat it like it's part of the solution. I don't know if that's because Unity doesn't actually count it as part of the solution for a little bit or what, but anyway. Go ahead and say private void start randomize word. Should be fine. I don't think that that's going to hide anything if I remember correctly. Just to be case. Or just to be safe. I will check. Close on submit. Okay. Oh, you know what I'll do? I will just do that. I will just say public override open. We'll say base.open. I'll just call open right here. And I think that's basically all the code we need to get our basic functionality working. I think. So, go ahead and get rid of game settings and settings utility and splash delay, music manager, level manager, all that stuff's fine. And then I want to check what open does. Okay, it already takes care of that. And we'll say puzzle label dot text equals nothing. Okay. And I forgot to even do this. So now I lied. I completely forgot everything that was going to make it a minigame. So we have everything in the back end getting set up, but we actually need to rearrange the letters in the front end. So that means we're going to have to randomize the letters of the word that gets chosen. Um, so that means that we're going to want to do something like this. Oh boy. Randomize letters. And I meant to look up how to do a Markov sequence before this, but I ran out of time. So we'll probably just sort of do a quick weak randomization for now. So let's go ahead and say string mess equals target.word. All right. So string. Oh man, this is going to be interesting. Can I like make a string of null chars? I don't know if I can. Let me try. I'm going to go ahead and say this. And then mess is actually going to be different. Because a string is basically just an array of chars. Hello, Narcos v Zombie. Working on getting a loading screen minigame working. So string is basically an array of chars, but I don't know if you can have a null char. I haven't tried that. I mean, you can have a null value for the char, so I wonder if I could just do like string m equals. I don't know if this will work. You'd have to do something like this. No, it's not going to. No. I think I could do string builder. What is it? System. Yep, the patent for interactive loading screens has expired. It was held by, I want to say, Namco Bandai, and that is why I'm adding these, because I missed those. They were so awesome. Char. Actually, you know, I wonder if I can do that. Char, an array of chars. Ah, of course not. Well, what if I just did this? To char array. So I just do this. Char origin. So I'm just going to make these, instead of strings, they're going to be arrays of chars. Or, yeah, char arrays. Target.word equals new char. Target.word length. No, not last index of. Okay. So that means lucky is the wrong word. Fortunate. I mean, I probably would have put them in there regardless, because I seriously doubt that Namco Bandai would come after me. You know. Then again, I could be wrong, but hey. Who knows? Maybe they have grand plans for their own text-based adventure. So, this is going to be fun. Let's do int I equals 0 while I while I is less than origin dot length. Okay. So, ugh, this is gross. I'm not crazy about this. List int used letters equals new blah blah. So what I'm going to do here is I'm basically going to randomly go through each letter and then assign it to a random index in the new jumbled word. Now I could lower the stream quality if you want. Or do I not? Am I not cool enough to have one of those video quality options? Nope. I'm not cool enough to have one of those video quality options. I apologize. 1080p is intense, but it's also a lot clearer for people, and it's better when it gets archived. Yeah, hopefully I can get enough people watching the stream at some point that I'll be able to actually have that quality meter. Okay. Well, I think I am about 170 shy of that, so I wouldn't hold my breath for a quality bar, I guess. But oh yeah, yeah. If William doesn't have it, then definitely not gonna have it for me. Really though, well, I guess 200 really isn't that much, but for dev streams it is. I mean, for maybe a regular streamer, 200 is probably chump change. But good God, I seriously doubt that anyone there. I do not know a single developer that could probably pull that in outside of the AAA world, maybe, or the really really big indie hits. Um, so let's go ahead and say, whew, this is going to be tough. Oh man, how am I going to do this? Got to randomly assign a char. I have to randomly assign a random char from the word to a different word. So let me think. And I'm doing a while loop because I want it to keep going until it happens, basically. The problem with that is that it, in theory, could eventually. I mean, it won't ever actually truly be an infinite loop, but it could go on for a while. But it's a computer, so it should be able to get through like 10 billion calculations just fine. Um, so let's go ahead and say pool start new equals true. Okay. Okay. If start new equals false. Okay. Um, oh, you know what? Actually, I'm just being stupid. We don't need this. We'll have I plus plus down here, and then we'll have while. Oh, joy. Let's just go int j equals 0. While j is less than origin dot length, whatever, j plus plus. Okay. So, oh, I didn't know that you had it. Like there was an audio option only. That's kind of cool. Well, randomized word placement. I keep hearing that. I don't know how I should feel about that. I don't know how I should feel about being good white noise for people working. I mean, I guess it's a good thing because people are at least listening to the stream. And it means that if they ever have anything to add to the conversation, then they can. That's all I really want. But so let's see. I'm doing a while loop inside of a while loop to basically randomize my index placement. So I want to say, okay, let me think. Radio Twitch. Well, I mean, I like the video streams too, just because a lot of, I mean, it is a game, so a lot of what I'm doing is visual. So it's always good to at least have the video portion of it, and the audio is just sort of, if people like that, then they can just listen to it, I suppose. So anyway, so we're gonna try and say mess random dot range from 0 to origin dot length is equal to origin. Actually, hold on. I can't do that. I have to do this. Int. Oi. Letter index equals j. Int word. no, placement index equals random dot range from 0 to original or origin dot length. Okay. And then we're going to say first if, oh man, this is going to be tough. If j, I don't know, if used letters dot contains j, then continue. So we don't want to iterate, we don't want to do all this if we have already used this index, basically. Let's see, what else do I need to do? So if we already have used this letter, then we're not going to try to use it again. Instead, we're going to go ahead and just skip to the next one. And then we're going to say letter index, blah, blah, blah. Placement index is going to be the potential place that it's going to go to. We have another list up here, int. So list int used placements equals new list int blah blah blah. Okay. Then we're gonna have while. Jeez, 3 while loops. That is sloppy code right there. While placement index. No. While used placements dot contains placement index. We're just going to redeclare placement index basically to be right here. So finally, I believe we're going to want to just say, why do I have this I loop here? Is that even doing anything? I don't think I need that third while loop. That might have been crazy. Yeah, I don't think I need it. I think that was just me trying to make things overcomplicated. Virtual cube? What do you mean? But yeah, I'm glad that people enjoy listening to the stream though. So that should be good, I think. And then finally, we're just going to say mess placement index is equal to origin letter index, I believe. So yeah, I think I could actually just get rid of all of this. Just change this to be I. Background office noise equals virtual office. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Sorry, I've never heard cube used as the as like slang for office. That makes sense, but I learn something new every day. So let me get this back. And okay. So I think we should be good. And now let's see what happens. Hopefully I won't get any infinite repeating going on. And I think that should be good. So let's see if I was terrible and ended up getting a infinite loop. I don't think I did. But what did I forget? I forgot to do something. I forgot to say that my... Right, okay. I forgot to do this. Puzzle label.text equals target dot word. Okay. Let's try this again. base.open. What the? Oh. No, that's not right. Really? Huh. Hold on. Oh, well, look at that. I just needed to do that. Wow, that's interesting. Okay. So let's go ahead and say that. Oh, come on. Yes, 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 I know. Give me a second. I know what it is. I overloaded the functions when I shouldn't have. I really like overloaded functions, but there are some times where they do get a little bit iffy. So let's try this again. Hopefully it'll work. Why are you doing that? Brah! Puzzle label. The text isn't being set. I have to be doing something. Oh, wait. I know why. Meh. There we go. I forgot. Open only fires if the root is turned off because of the way that I have it set up. Oh, look at that. And I still messed up my own code apparently. Why isn't it working? What am I doing? That's stupid. Open. Open. Okay. Let's go to definition. Yes, yes, yes. All this is true. Okay. So, I'm doing something that for some reason is not doing what I want, which is very odd. So it's opening. Oh, I hate myself. Randomize word. I forgot to even call my own function. Oy. One of these days I will become a programmer that's not terrible. But that day is not today, unfortunately. And compiled and ready to go. Haha! Oops. Yeah, that shouldn't be target.word. It should be the new word down here. So instead of target.word, it should be. Can I just set it to be mess? Of course not. String. Can I say mess? Dot to string. No, that won't work. I'm kind of surprised that I don't have a convenient way to do this, actually. So, this is me being stupid, of course. And you know what? Nuts to it. I'm just going to be lazy real quick. String new word equals that. Let's say new word for int. I can't do that, can I? Of course I already did that. For int j equals 0, j is less than origin dot length. I hate using j instead of I. J plus plus. God help me if I ever have to use k. K just drives me insane. Oh, well, let me know when you put that up on Greenlight, Nenspear. I will go vote for it, and I will talk about it on the stream as best I can. I will hopefully be able to get you like 2 whole viewers. Probably both of them will be you and Narcos. But hey, it's better than nothing, I suppose. Where was I? So new word plus equal or not origin.length mess j. I think that will work. Okay. Two is greater than 0. That is true. Okay, I think I got that working. Let's try this again. Yar. Apparently not. I didn't get any errors though. So, let me see here. I'm gonna go ahead and say debug.log, not logger, stupid logger. New word. Okay. I think that should be fine. Well, actually, it's not going to change anything, but we'll see what happens. This is quickly approaching the level of something where I need like a party hat or one of those party blower things for when I actually manage to get it to work. I mean, that what? Are you kidding me? It just put it in reverse. Oh, was I stupid when I did this? Why did it just put it in reverse? No, no, that makes no sense. Seriously, reverse. I really hope that was a coincidence. And now I didn't even do it. Are you kidding me? What the heck? S? I didn't even get S. S isn't even. Oh wait, no. I'm sorry. That's no. That it's not always magma. That's correct. But okay, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do this. I'm gonna make that 1. That way I know that it's always gonna be that. But second, this doesn't seem right. Hmm. Placement index is random. Letter index is not. This is probably something stupidly simple that I'm not thinking of. Let me try running this real quick. I might have to just stick that in the while loop, which would suck, but I want to. That's so weird. Why am I only getting one letter? I'm getting one letter. That makes no sense. Okay. New word plus equals. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and say let's debug. Yeah. .log, not .logger. I think I'm gonna have to figure out where it's going wrong here. So we're gonna say let's do string.format. I'm gonna say 0, 1. That's going to be J, and then mess J. So let's see what we end up getting. Because I'm wondering if I'm getting a bunch of null chars or if it is actually just one thing long for some reason. Because it's weird that we had one time where it was just reversed, and then yeah, right there. That's super weird. Gamma. So Yeah, right there we get a null char. It's missing one A. That's super weird. Oh, I... No, that doesn't make sense. Ah, right. This wouldn't... I don't even need this. Because this wouldn't make sense. Letter index equals I. While used placements dot contains placement index. Placement index is just a random number between 0 and the length of the word. While it contains it. Placement index. Ah! Stupid me. I didn't add placement index. Ah. Oi, oi, oi. I hate it when I get ahead of myself and I mess up something that basic that I should catch. Ugh. I just get so excited to have some feature working. I'm like, yeah, it'll be great. It's perfect. And then it just falls apart. Ugh. Yeah, there we go. Amag. I should probably make it all lower. Too lower. Or actually, you know what? Too upper. That was just me being dumb. Or actually, you know what? Let's not do too upper or too lower. That's a really, really good way to have a hint for the first letter. So the first letter will be capitalized. I like that. And then, of course, I'll be a dick, and in Sierra mode, everything will be uppercase. For no reason. Even the loading screens will be hard in Sierra mode. Okay. Amig. Amg. Okay. Let me try magma. Yay! Okay. That was a really, really terrible sound that I just made. All caps. Yeah. I'll see what that looks like. It's partially a nice thing to have it for. Oh yeah, no. Sierra mode is. Have I not told you about Sierra mode? Actually, non superior. Sierra mode is a real thing. I already have it in there. It basically makes it so that you can break the game and make it unwinnable. And all the puzzles are harder. They require a lot more careful approaches. You can do stuff like break keys in the wrong door, or you could accidentally eat something that you didn't mean to, and then you can't win. Stuff like that. It's hard mode. It's definitely not meant to be played like on your first playthrough because it will ruin you. But it's in there, and it works, and it does all of that. Um, what was I going to do? Oh, right. Instead of just debugging, it needs to actually say what it's going to do. So, say output text equals target dot output. And I don't remember if I have to say select delay, I suppose. Select input. All right. Sounds like an infocom mode. Yeah, that's kind of what it's like. I was gonna do infocom. Well, I probably should do infocom actually. I think I did Sierra just because I feel like it has a little bit more of name recognition. Infocom would be more appropriate. Because I think Infocom made the freaking really. I need a better randomization algorithm than just randomly assigning them because that's terrible. It's just backwards. Yay. But But yeah, that's the idea, is that it's meant to be a sort of throwback to those old style of games. So I'm gonna go ahead and let's add 3 more of these. Planes. And then these aren't very long, are they? Ideally, we would have multiple ones of these per level, so it could be different keywords. So something like moth. Flame moth iOS is an. I can't spell tonight apparently. Ancient. I really can't spell. Blah. Chirping in the distance. Okay. Let's save that. And then at the same time, I'm going to go ahead and say on submit, if they match up, we're going to randomize word. Okay, so let's try this again. And compile. Ta-da. Okay, so let's try this. Ugh. Well, let me try garbage first. Okay, good. Planes. Ah, I did it again. Planes. There we go. Magma. Come on. There we go. There we go. Yeah, I need to do like a Markov chain or something so that it doesn't pick the same one back to back. But I kind of like this. What do you guys think? If you've been taking a look at it, I think it at least makes it more interesting because then you can actually do something during the loading screen. And this isn't going to be the only one that I end up doing. This is just sort of like maybe one of 3 different mini games that you could do. Excuse me. After talking for a while, I get a dry mouth. So I kind of like this. It's basic, but it works very well. And it allows flavor text itself to be interesting because you actually have to do something to unlock it. I kind of maybe I'm trying to think of another thing that we could do. Something else I've considered doing is like a word scramble, or not a word scramble. That's what this is. A word search. So it gives you like a grid of X by Y, and then you have to find the word in it. All right. Well, thank you for stopping by, Narcos. I will see you later. I'll probably be streaming for a while anyway. If you get bored, I'll be here. But see you later. So the flame moth is an ancient legend. Yeah, that works for that. But that's just throwaway line. So yeah, the other thing I'm thinking is let me go ahead and pull up Photoshop. It might be good to help visualize this. Let's do new. Just do 1024 by 1024. All right. Let's go to T and grab our Commodore 64. So let's say our word is gnome. Don't know why I thought of gnome, but I thought of gnome. So this could be word search. Change my background color to be black. And get our text color to be white. I prefer white text on black backgrounds as opposed to black text on white backgrounds. It's easier to read, I think. Anyway, so we have our main word up there, and then we could have just I mean, let's not put it right at the beginning, but I guess I need to change my paragraph settings because it is clearly not high enough. Let's do 60. Oh, stop it. I'm gonna have to, that would be tough. Oh, maybe I don't want to do this actually. Because not only do I need to spell the word, to make sure that it gets spelled correctly, but I have to make sure that no other words get spelled. Because I just realized that in spelling gnome, I also spelled coal here. So here we have gnome spelled out. I... Ugh. Oh, why are you doing this to me? Okay. Come on, work with me here. Okay. There we go. So there, gnome is spelled out, but... Yes, I know. You'll see that I've also accidentally spelled coal. I'm not sure if there's anything else that I spelled. I spelled Vash by accident. Spelled sad. I spelled of. B. Lean. That's just mashing on the keyboard I get these words. That's not good. So, ugh. That means I'm not sure if a word search would be good. Just because it would be kind of tough. The other thing that I was thinking of was what else would I do? A more literal typing of the dead thing where you have a sentence you have to type and you have to type it in a certain amount of time. Otherwise it'll fade away and you'll have to type a new sentence. Maybe. That might be a little much. But it's worth a shot. This is going to be interesting. Let's go ahead and go back here. So how am I going to compartmentalize this? Ugh. Let's see. Loading. Loading scripts. Make a C# script. Loading minigame. Let's reload. Namespace. Text quest. Get rid of all this crap. Let's do using Unity engine.ui. Okay. So, loading view. There we go. This is going to be tough. Save. Let's close it. And let's open it back up again. So, I basically want to move. Let me think. So, public delegate void mini game event. I don't know what it should do actually. Hold on. What should this pass? It could pass anything or nothing. Uh, I guess I'll call it minigame success. And then that will pass a let me copy that real quick. Failure event. Public event. Minigame success event. On success equals delegate and public event mini game failure event on failure equals delegate. So I just made two delegates, well, two events. And for those of you who have never used them, they're actually a really, really nice feature for basically having multiple things fire whenever a specific thing happens. So in this case, I'll have something happen whenever the mini game is either completed or failed. But the object firing the event doesn't have to know what's listening to it. It just says, hey, here's an event, and then whatever's listening to it will do its own thing. It's a very, very nice way to keep things separated without having to have references to everything. So we're going to have protected void on success. I guess mini game completed string option, and then we'll say on success pass option. What the heck? Oh, right, I forgot to say string message. Let me just replace these real quick. Protected void minigame failed. And on failure. Okay. And that's basically all I need to do for this base class, I think. Let it compile real quick. Let's create C# script. Word jumble, I guess, would be the closest thing I could think to calling it. Let's open that up. Reload all. Let's get rid of all this crap. Namespace, text quest. This will be a loading minigame. Alright. Save. Why do you do this to me? Oh, come off it. Save! Jeez. For some reason, it won't let me save it with Control S for the first time whenever it's open. I don't know why it does that. It's really frustrating. Okay, so now we can move this stuff. Oops. this. Using... actually, you know what? I don't need Unity UI for this. I do need collections.generic. And then we will have to have public... Oh, you know what? That'll go up here. Public virtual void. Actually, you know what? It's going to be abstract. Void check. I guess I'll just do check. And I'm going to assume, yep, so abstract. Oh, right, it doesn't get a body. Right. There we go. So public override check. There we go. And what was I going to do? We'll keep randomized word in there for now, and then we'll just say minigame completed. Target dot output. All right. So basically, all we're doing now is we're just sort of setting all of this stuff up. So, right. Command Z this. This goes down here. Oh, wait, why is it using system? I didn't type that. The heck was it using system for? Okay. I think we will actually give this a reference to a puzzle label, so text object. So we'll say public text puzzle label. So all this stuff should be fine, I think. Okay. Let's comment this real quick. And let's go ahead and say public abstract void start mini game. Nope. If it's abstract, it doesn't get a body. And then public override start minigame, randomize word. Seriously, did it add? Why does it keep doing that? Stop it. Keeps adding system. I hate sometimes that it adds stuff for me. I really don't like it when systems do that. So let's go ahead and probably should let this compile inside of Unity. Actually, I'm kind of curious to see what's going to happen. So let's go ahead and say public list loading minigames equals new minigames. Okay. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. private loading minigame current minigame equals null. And we're going to go ahead and say current minigame dot, or no, equals minigames random dot range 0 minigames dot count. And then we'll just say minigames dot, I'm sorry, not minigames, current minigame dot start minigame. Okay. And I think that will basically do what we want. Current minigame dot check value. So we're going to need to have let's have a private function down here called private void select minigame. Let's move this down here. Let's see. So we're going to say if current minigame not equal null, current minigame dot on success minus equals null for now, and current minigame dot on failure minus equal null, and then we'll have down here at the very bottom private, not private, private void on minigame success, private void on minigame failure. I'm wondering if, no, that's fine, I think. Let's go ahead and do this, copy this, paste that there, and paste that there, I suppose. That's fair. Yeah. But, yeah, let's just do that. Okay. So let's see how this works now. So we basically offloaded all of that onto onto the mini games themselves as opposed to the loading view. So the loading view is just a nice wrapper that will contain all of our mini games. So how do I want to do this? Well, one, I'm going to do a quick layout of my puzzle. Put that in the center there. And then two, I'm going to I don't know if I want to have a different puzzle or like a different label for each puzzle. Because I feel like that's not always going to be necessary, but it might be useful. And sadly, the puzzles are going to have to be mono behaviors, which is kind of terrible, but it works, I suppose. Let's go ahead and have games. Stretch those. Jumble. Puzzle label. Oof. Right. Well, we're going to change that later, so it's fine, actually. Uh, I was going to try this. So I would like to have the word that was added, or the word of the puzzle that you're trying to do. Why can I not spell molten? Of the word that you are trying to spell is colored in whenever you actually solve it. That's what I would like to have it display. So you know what? I'm just gonna keep this as 1 for now. So let's turn this up to 1, and then let's just see what happens from here. See if everything still works. Oh, uh-oh. That's not doing anything. Oh, wait. No, that's not right. Hold on. Something's wrong here. Check. If value dot to lower equals target word dot to lower. Loading view. Start, we open. And then we select minigame. We do a current minigame. Start minigame. On submit, check the value. Okay, so we have start, which randomizes our word, sets everything up. And then we'll check, correct? On submit, current minigame dot check value. Check if value dot to lower equals target word dot to lower. Okay. Checking. Plus value plus target dot word. Okay. Let's try this again. It seems like it's working, but not really. I don't know why that is. Oh, wait. Yeah, there we go. It's because I didn't do this properly. Okay. Message. Output label. Dot text equals message. All right. Let me copy this over. Say plus equals as opposed to minus equals. Okay. That should do it. Nothing was happening because I didn't set it up to happen. Let it go through. All right, let's try this again. Magam. See, I kind of like that. I like the. Oh, you've got to be kidding me! It says magma. Anyway, so yeah, I like that the word is highlighted. I think it just adds a nice little bit of accentuation to it. I hit cap magma. Okay, so that I think that works. I like that. So that's one mini game. Let's go ahead and see if we can get another one built. So the next one I'm going to do is I can get rid of that. I don't need that. And okay. So the next thing I'm going to do is create a folder called mini games. Pull these two scripts into there. Reload all. And then I think I'm going to do a word race, maybe. So you have to basically spell everything before like a bar filled up, maybe. Well, it's not great, but that would probably be useful elsewhere if I don't want to use it for this. So let's go to create C# script. I'm going to say word erase. Reload all. This up. Namespace text quest. And of course, loading minigame. Public override check. And then public override start minigame. Alright. Save. I command you to save. There. It's like I have to switch tabs for some reason. I don't know why it does that. Okay, so this one's going to need a lot of stuff. First off, we're going to say using Unity Engine.ui. And we're going to have public text, puzzle text, public image, fill image, and hold on. Sorry, I have to adjust my headset. It's winter, so my hair is longer, and that's getting in my ear, my headphones earpieces. Ugh. Need to get a haircut. Show image. We're gonna have a coroutine down here at the bottom. Not void. I enumerator. Fill coroutine. To have public float. Have duration per letter equals 0.25f. I have a tooltip here for my own use later. For those of you who are working with other people, this tooltip attribute is a very, very nice thing to have. I am 90% sure that this is not. Okay, good. I wanted to make sure that I was actually part of Unity, because before, for a long time, Unity didn't have tooltips, and it's a really nice thing to have in case you need to quickly glance over something. We'll make that 0.5. Let's be generous for defaults. Okay. Let's go ahead and have a. All right. System.serializable public class puzzle phrase. Except it's not a puzzle, it's actually a race. Race phrase. Public string phrase equals that, and then public string output equals that. And we will have system.collections.generic. Get rid of system. Public list race phrase phrases. New list race phrase. Oh, that's fine. Ah, right. I forgot that I need that. Using system.collections. I'm doing a coroutine, so I need system.collections. And then float t equal to 0, f yield return null. We'll just do that. Okay. So private race phrase current phrase equals null. Start minigame current phrase equals phrases random dot range, not random range, 0 phrases dot length except dot count. Sorry. I could mostly make a lot of these things arrays, but I like lists. I've always found lists easier to work with because they are. Since you can dynamically add and remove things from them, and you cannot do that very easily with arrays. You have to just completely rebuild arrays. Of course, arrays are more performant if you're not going to adjust anything, but for the time being, it's fine. I'll worry about performance later. Not the performance gain from using a array over a list is not going to be that noticeable, unless you're running on a literal toaster. So we have current phrase equals phrases, random range, 0, blah, 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 blah. That's fine. So, oh man. Fill image. Let's go ahead and say while t is less than 1f. Get our yield return null up here. And then we're going to have t plus equals time dot delta time divided by 1f. We'll change that later. Float duration is going to be equal to current phrase dot length times duration. Hold on. Dot to float. Oh, look at that. I completely. Give me a second. Using HoosierGames.common. Forgot to import my own scripts. Dot to float times duration per letter. Okay. So this will be divided by duration. And then we're going to say fill image dot fill amount. Really, there's a fill method? Oh, dang it. That's not what it was. Boo. I don't know if fill amount. I assume it's normalized equals t. Okay. And then we're gonna have check. Say if value is equal to lower is equal to current phrase dot phrase dot to lower. I probably should strip any punctuation. I think. Yeah, no, I'll just be careful and I won't have punctuation. Then we will say. Welcome back, Nunspiri. You haven't missed anything. I've just been sort of contemplating out loud how to best set this up correctly. Lost my train of thought. Minigame completed, I believe. And then current phrase dot output. So this I'm still working on the second minigame. I think it's actually almost done. Hopefully. Start coroutine. Fill coroutine. Okay. And I think this is also going to do a stop all coroutines. Or actually, you know what? Let's do a private void reset race. Let's just do reset race. Stop all coroutines. Let's do reset race. Fill image dot fill amount equals 0f. Okay. I think. Oh, I almost forgot to. Puzzle text dot text equals current phrase dot phrase. Text equals nothing. Okay. I think all of that is good. Should be good. Okay. Well, let's see what happens. Alright, so we got our jumble. Go ahead and add our fill bar, or our, call it race, and word race. Alright, so we got our puzzle label. Why do I have two? Oh, I guess I don't need to call it puzzle text. I can just call it puzzle label. Puzzle label. What the heck did I just do? I must have accidentally done public image fill image. Okay. I forgot that I declared a variable for a label in the base class. Excuse me. All right. So phrases. Let's go ahead and add one. Uh, the magma dwellers. Hold up. Just getting this set up real quick. Okay. And then now we get the fun part. You know what? I think I'm gonna, yeah, I'm gonna make these specific labels be subset or be children of the mini games themselves. So, for example, this will go here, which is fine because that's where it needs to go. It's not gonna have to move or anything. So we'll do a similar thing here. Duplicate this, move this to here. 230. Call this puzzle label. And the reason I'm doing that is because some of the labels will have to have special stuff. Like this, the race puzzle label is going to need to serve as a progress bar too, basically. So we're going to add, this is going to be fun, I'm going to add a mask. It's fine. Then we'll turn this off. That puzzle label. And then we're going to add a fill object, basically. It's going to be an image. And it is going to be, let's make it red. Let's make it just a solid black, or solid color. And it is going to be filled. It's going to fill. Really? Oh, it's radial. I was going to say horizontally. Oh, this is going to be tough. Ah, crap. Okay. Yeah. Oh, that's going to be super hard to do. Well, for now, we're not going to worry about that. So, gross. So for now, the fill object's going to just be the entire the entire size of the text object, not the individual characters. Oh, that sucks. Probably I would have to do something really cumbersome to try and get the actual coordinates for the characters and set it up properly that way, but I am not going to do that for now. For now. I will probably do that later, but for now I just wanted to get it working. So we're going to start from the left, move our way right. That's all fine. Call this fill. For the time being, we'll start it at 0. And can I? Yeah, you know what? Let's make this 50. Fill it up all the way. Let's actually change this to 100. 150. I think 150, maybe 200 works pretty well. Okay, and then let's make it gray. Or let's okay. I have an idea. Let's darken this to black. And if we make this fill from the right, will it do what I think it's going to do? So we're going to have it fill from the left. And use rich text for the text and set color fields. Yes, but the problem with that is if I was going to do it with rich text can't half fill a letter. So the reason I'm doing a fill image is because so let's say we're going to do that. So it's about actually no, we'll go halfway over the O. So you can see that I have filled the O part of the way, but not all the way. With rich text, I can only do something like this. So color equals, we'll say red. Color. I can only fill in the full letter, basically. Not for this minigame. This minigame is going to be like you're going to be like racing a progress bar, basically, which is kind of a very, very, very boring way to say that. But so you'll actually be able to see the smooth filling of the words, and you basically want to type the entire sentence before they're filled up all the way. If I did it letter by letter, I feel like it would not be as exciting. I think it's more interesting to see a gradual fill than a like chunk fill. Maybe that would need to be play tested, but I feel like a gradual one is a better way to go. But yeah, I am using that rich text stuff for the outputs, since I want to have the words that are typed be a different color. But aside from that, I think it's fine to use this fill. So anyway, what I was going to say was basically, this is going to be great. Let's fill from the right, actually. Okay. So we're actually going to end up doing this. I'm going to say fill amount equals 1 minus t. Because we actually want it to decrease. So it's going to start partially obscured, and then it'll actually light up as we go. So let's set all of this up. Our puzzle label and our fill. Okay. Let's go to loading. I'm going to put this back. I'm going to keep it at 1, and I'm just going to make the race the one that works. Hit OK. Let's turn this off, and let's try loading this up again. Ah, crap. No, I put the E on the wrong spot. Ha! I got it, like just in time. Whew. Okay. Now let me try it again, and let it get to the end. So you can see how it's smoothly filling in. That makes it feel a lot more urgent. Oh, but it's not actually doing anything when it gets to the end. Oh, that's because I haven't done that. Yeah, okay. Minigame failed. Okay. And to test that a little bit better, I'm going to have to add a second one. Smooth fill feels smoother. Exactly. It's almost a palindrome. Well, actually, it's not. It sounds like a palindrome, but it's technically not. It's just the same similar words in reverse. Um, Okay, let's try this again. See what we got. We get General Yee's Lost Flask. And if we fail, I'll start over. I'm going to keep letting it go until it changes, or to make sure that it will actually change. If I just fail. Yep, right there. And then this fills up faster, which is nice. Nice. Let's see if this... okay, that's not doing exactly what I wanted. But... it works. So it doesn't start another thing, which I guess makes sense. We stop all coroutines. Oh, we reset the race, that's right. Oh, that's why. We should, crap. Crap! We can't do that. Boo. Maybe do that instead. It'll call that and reset it. That makes sense. Okay, let's try that again. So I like that. We've hammered out 2 rough concepts for loading screen menus. In about 2 hours. That's pretty good. It's said that the great General Yee's Lost Flask could grant immortality. Yep, and typing random stuff does nothing, which is good. Okay. I like it. I like it. I like it. Hello, World Dominator. Welcome to the stream. This is Text Quest, a first-person text-based adventure. We're currently working on mini games for the loading screens. So, we've got 2. What would be a good third one? Oh, and real quick, I'm going to go ahead and add Jumble back in here. So that, and we're going to change up loading view. Let's see, on submit, blah, blah, blah. Select minigame, here we go. And we're just going to say, for each loading minigame, MG in minigames, if MG is equal to current minigame, mg.gameObject.setActive true, else mg.gameObject.setActive false. There we go. Thought about adding a typing sound to each keystroke. Might get super annoying though. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do that. Just because you get that feedback by typing that. Because when you're typing on a keyboard, you actually hear the sound of, like, I don't know if you guys can hear that with my through my headset, but like that's actually a really, really easy and loud thing that you can get. So I feel like having an extra audio cue in the game would be more frustrating than it's worth. And actually, World Dominator, I've thought about doing that, something like this, um, for trying to find words. But the problem is there's no way to know what the words you're looking for are necessarily. And I would like it to be limited to having to use the. So if we load this up, I would like it to be limited to using this basically. So we have an input down here, and that's the only way you can do this. So in this case, I have two mini games. One is the one you've already seen, which is that sort of type before the time's up, and this one is a word scramble. So stuff like that. Um, you have to type the correct words, or nothing happens. I was thinking about if you wanted to simulate an old-fashioned heavy mechanical keyboard. Yeah, so like the old, you get the old click, 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 click thing, or I don't know. I feel like that would be going a little too far with it. At least if I'm thinking of the same thing that you are. But yeah, World Dominator. That's why I'm not doing a word search, because right here I gave the example of gnome is the word that you want to find, and we have gnome right here. But the rest of the words were just randomly typed by me. Like I was just smashing keys on the keyboard, and inadvertently I spelled stuff like coal, bee, lean. I almost spelled chaos. um, Vash, sad. Um, what else have I spelled? Basically, a bunch of stuff that I would have no real way of knowing what to do. Yeah, no, I'm glad you're throwing out ideas, then Superior. I, I always I always like when people throw out ideas. Um, and I hope it doesn't come across as me just like dismissing ideas. Um, because that's not what I'm doing. I'm not just like dismissing ideas. I'm trying to think them through, and if I can't picture them, then I tend not to know what to do with them. Um, so what could be something else? Um, hmm. Let's see. So we have speed, we have unscrambling, so we have anagrams and comprehension. What's something else? What are other word puzzles that people do? There's word searches, which you've already said is not. We don't want to do that. That's too hard. Um, hmm. I suppose we could have a riddle, maybe, where it asks you a question and you have to try and answer it. Maybe. Eh. But the problem, I don't know. The riddle stuff might be a bit much. I think maybe I don't know. Because then I would have to come up with like a dozen riddles per level. Ugh. Um, and not all levels have something or have enough stuff. Well, I'm not too worried about that. I don't know if I want to do extra stuff for this scrambling. Since it's only one word and chances are the word's not going to be too long, um, I don't think it needs a clue necessarily. Especially since hopefully it'll pull up on the first go. It probably won't though. Of course not. Um, Especially since my randomization algorithm is terrible. Um, but I think having the capital letter in there is a very big hint already, because it tells you what the word starts with at the very least. And in cases like this where it's Ngama, which is just barely an anagram, barely. Um, I think it would be fairly easy for most people to solve. But I could make the riddle its own puzzle, I suppose. So instead of being a riddle, or instead of having to unscramble a word and having a riddle to accompany that, I could just have unscramble this word, and then um, anagrams. Uh, oh, well, I mean that's what I'm sorry. I was thinking of. Oh, not anagrams. I always forget. There's anagram, and then there's. Oh, why is that? Why is that bugging me? It's bugging me. Oh, I should know this. Anagram is basically whenever you change letters around in a word to make new words out of it. I'm thinking of uh, the stupid thing where each letter represents a whole word. It's not anagram. It's not palindrome. It's that's gonna kill me. Slowly, slowly kill me. I should know this. I use this word all the time because I love these things, and then I just can never remember what it's actually called. Uh, bah. Anyway, because yeah, this first one is essentially just an anagram. Well, actually, it's a jumble. It's not really an anagram. Not an abbreviation. It's like Spectre. Um, where each letter stands for something. I can't remember what it is, and it bugs the crap out of me because I should know it. Initialism? I don't think that's right. I think that's just shortening. I think initialism would be shortening things to be initials, as opposed to each initial actually meaning something. Um, it's gonna bug me. We're gonna do that real quick. I'm going to look this up because it'll be a nice little break to help us think a little bit clearer too. It's not an anagram, I know that, but I think you can get to it from here. No. See, that's different. That's so yeah, that's actually not what I'm talking about. Because in that case, well, actually, that one it sounds like it's similar to what I'm talking about. In that case, CPU is you say it like CPU, but in what I'm thinking of, you would actually in that case you would call it SPU or something like that. I don't know if that would actually be how you pronounce CPU if you tried to say it all as one word, but um ah, it's gonna bug the crap out of me. Oh, I should know. Not an isogram, is it? Or pangram? No. Uh, ah, there's a term for it, and it's driving me crazy. Um, ah, there's a word for it, and I can never remember. There we go. Yay, Google. Acronym! Acronym! Ah! Why couldn't I remember acronym? Ah! Yes, acronym is what I was thinking of. So, yes, basically. So it's where basically usually it's for an organization or something. Say so yeah, you have your initialisms right here. Um, whereas acronyms, I guess initialisms are a specific form of acronym, from what it looks like. But in general, acronyms are usually pronounced. Um, yeah, right there. It even talks about it. Usually, acronyms are where the letters are spelled as a or pronounced as a word, as opposed to an initialism. Yeah. So Yeah, that ah drives me crazy. Acronym. I don't know why I always forget acronym. Yeah, like NASA, National Aeronautics and Space Association, right? Or North? Yeah. Uh, but um, yeah, I was trying to think like we could try to make that a puzzle, but that would be too weird, and it wouldn't be very straightforward what you would have to do. So, um, hmm, what would be another thing that we could do? Something else I considered doing was having, excuse me, having all of the letters be sort of put in their own text object and then randomly placed in an area, but that's just a more advanced version of the unscrambling the letter or unscramble the letters thing. So I'm not thinking that that would be a good thing to do. Um, hmm. I suppose we could try like synonyms. Make it an educational game. So you have to say like synonyms or antonyms for a word. But that's just knowledge. That's not puzzle solving really, or typing training. Um, hmm. What's something that you can do on a keyboard that's interesting? Like something that you can do with a keyboard, and something that works with an input field. Um, hmm. I don't know. Hmm. Hmm. Backspace. Yeah. Oh, crossword puzzles. I just saw that World Dominator. Sorry. Nah, I wouldn't worry about crossword puzzles because that would eat up a lot of space. Um, and we're limited to basically this black area right here. So everything up here. I feel like crossword puzzles would be a little too large. So yeah, we have backspace, and I can't. The other thing is I can't assume that people will have all of. Well, actually, do all keyboards have the F keys? Correct, the F1 through 12. I don't think there are keyboards that don't have them. But the problem is you can't really use them because some keyboards have, or some OSs have them doing other things, and then that can get weird. Um, can't use any of the print screen buttons or any light buttons because not all keyboards have those. A rhythm mini game. Eh. I suppose I could take out the I could take out the input field and have your your keyboard interactions be done in real time. So whenever you type, like if you had to unscramble magma, when you type M, it would type the M in the magma, and the magma or the M would change to a different color or something. So that way, instead of having to type and then press enter, it would be like real time, and you would have to do it all perfectly, I suppose. Type a word to a beat. That'd be interesting. I feel like that would be really, really hard to do though, like typing an entire word in a given beat. Unless you're talking about like typing each letter to the beat, which that could be interesting too. But I feel like that. I think that's cool. I I would like to do that, but I feel yeah, exactly. Um, I feel like it would be a lot of effort for something that would not be that. It wouldn't last very long. Um, and I don't want to have to come up with like a funky sort of. I guess it wouldn't have to be techno, but um, I'm not sure what kind of music I would be able to use with that. That would be a bit. I think it would just be a little too much work to put that in a loading mini game. Although I do think it would be really really cool. I like the letter idea better, but yeah, maybe a letter at a time to spell a word. Yeah. Um. I wonder if we could trying to not make it too complex, but I wonder if we could have a not really like a slot machine, but a Ouija board almost. No, that wouldn't make sense. Where basically it was gonna like hover over letters, and you would have to click on the correct ones, maybe. But I don't know. I kind of want to limit it to all using the keyboard, not so much the mouse or anything like that. Um, was there? I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, there was actually, yeah, there was a. I remember hearing about it because it was supposed to be in celebration of the fact that uh, Namco Bandai's patent ran out. Um, I think it's hard to remember because there was a lot of Ludum Dares and they go by very very fast. Um, so it's very hard to remember. Yeah, I can't remember if there was a. I remember hearing about it. I just don't remember when it was or if it's happened yet. Don't know. So yeah. Um. Hmm. Oh man, I forgot to tweet again. Dang it! I keep forgetting to tweet that the stream is up. I should tweet that real quick. While I'm trying to think of what else we could do. Text quest game dev stream is live. Okay. Um. Hmm. So we have anagrams, speed typing, and what else? What other word games are there? Let's pull up Google actually, see what we can find. Word games. Let's go images just to see what we can get. Guess I could do like a fill in the blank sort of thing, but that wouldn't really make sense. Hmm. Let's see. A lot of crosswords, a lot of just sort of stacking words. Get the feeling a lot of them are all going to be the same, basically. Well, trying to think of any sort of games that I played as a kid that were word based. There weren't really any. I admittedly was not a PC kid, so there weren't very many word games that I played. My family didn't have a computer when I was. Well, we did, but it was a pretty terrible computer. I don't know. Let's take a look. Thank you, None Superior, for finding this. New game loaded. How amusing. I'm curious to see what some of these are doing. Wow, I was not expecting sound. I don't understand. Am I supposed to? Ah, okay. That's clever. Okay. That's kind of similar to what we're doing. Legend of Lodia. We're going to take a short break to play some loading mini games. Oh, it has to be downloaded. We'll download it. All right. Show in folder. Let's extract all. See what we can get. Hopefully no viruses. I would assume we'd be fine. But this was made in Unity. I was going to say, why is it not booting up? Wow, this was made in an old version of Unity. I don't understand. What are we supposed to do? How is this a loading minigame? This is just Final Fantasy. How is this a loading minigame? I don't understand. Okay. I don't understand. Can I not move? Huh. Okay. I don't understand. What am I supposed to... Of the loading time, then come back here to improve yourself in various ways. Jeez, this is crazy. Okay. That's interesting, and that's a lot of stuff. But, okay, let's see what else we got. I think that's a bit on the heavy side. Righteous Hammer of Justice with Namco. Ooh, that seems promising. Is this patent expired? Okay. It's just shattering things. So we don't want it to be too advanced, basically. I want it to be fairly basic. Let's try this. It's a web build, but okay. That's loud. Ah, I can't. Ah, it's locked. Ah. Can I move again? I can't. Oh, that's horrendous. Give me a second. Okay. Jeez, that's terribly loud. Okay. Oh my god. Something on that web page was eating up a lot of RAM. Oh, let's try that again. It's Java, so it's probably horrifically inefficient. But let's see what happens. Oh. Seriously? That was just busted. How is this the best game? I don't understand. Oh no, come on. Seriously. Okay. Let's try this one more time. If it doesn't work, I'm going to give up on it. This is why I hate Java. That's a lot better. Oh, that hurt. Oh, wow, there's terrible lag. Like, really bad. Oh my god. It does not register any of my commands. Oh, that's horrendous. Okay, so it's Java and it's performing terribly in the browser. Oh, sorry it's so loud. I wonder if that's... Maybe the systems are recorded independently of what my system's settings are set to. Um, yeah, I'm willing to bet that it's an independent value to what I actually set my volume to. Well, in any case, we're not going to do it again because, good God, that was terrible. I don't know how that was number one because I literally could not do anything in it. The lag that it caused was too much. Okay, well, who knows? Let's see what else we got real quick. Block loader sounds promising. It's in construct. Am I supposed to? Oh, okay, I get it. Oh, that was bullcrap. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so that was kind of terrible too. Cat on the roof. I'm curious. Oh, cool, they have snake. I don't. What am I supposed to do? Am I just supposed to? It's just a cat. Oh. What the heck? Oh, you can actually go back and forth. Okay. Huh. For some reason, this is quite depressing. Well, yeah, this isn't the worst thing. It's rather silly. Um, hmm. Crystal Guard, that sounds promising. Oh wow, no, that looks way too hectic. I feel like these are way more than just loading screen games. They don't really convey the idea of loading to me. Uh, let's see. Zombie outbreak, loading, blah blah blah. Loading screen platformer, jet loader, patent crawler. Engineer entry. Load it, please. Okay. There was a disrespect criteria for this, apparently. Okay. Curious. Loading cat bounce. Paradigm. Collect the squares. Now load loading, a game about loading. Super Smash Stick things. Boatloads, Space Snake, Key Getter. That's okay. Flappy Remu. Or Remu? Okay. Bar none. Ah. Tanks. Okay. I feel like a lot of them were actually more complex than I was expecting. I don't know. I can't think of one. Might have to do some research or something. I don't know. So I'd like it to be dodging letters that fall. It's possible. Yeah, you know what? I think it would actually be better if I got rid of this input field. So instead of having an input field, the mini games just react to your key presses um, directly. So, hello, Quantum Thinker. We are working on loading mini games, trying to figure out good ways to do them. Yeah, I guess we could have things show up to try and kill you, and you would have to avoid them. I'm trying to think what would be a good way to do that, because I don't want to do like a side scroller. I don't want to go as far as to make like a roguelite. Because what actually comes to mind is the Chrome minigame whenever your internet is disconnected. Chrome has a little minigame you can play while you're waiting. I could vertically spell, yeah. Letter invaders. I don't know if I want to make entire games in my minigame. They're just meant to be quick one-offs. That would be really funny though. But at that point, it basically is just typing of the dead. And well, I could do that. Like take a thing from typing of the dead, where there's words falling towards you, and you have to spell them to make them disappear. That could work. So I'm gonna try that real quick. So let's go ahead and turn this off. Turn you on. Call you. Oh, I can't think of a better name than typing of the quest. I want to say Defender, but that doesn't. I don't think that's right. If I remember correctly, Defender was a no. That was Missile Defense, wasn't it? What am I thinking of for Defender? There's a game called Defender, isn't there? Yeah, that's the one that you fly back left and right, and you shoot you shoot down alien ships that are abducting people. I think, and you have to catch the people. Okay. It's not quite the same thing. I'm just gonna call it typing of the quest because I'm unoriginal. Reload all. All right. So let's go ahead and go to namespace, text quest. Do this, and we'll call this loading minigame. Public override check. Public override start. So we'll have public. No, hold on. Why does system keep coming up? I don't tell it to do that. Using system dot not system. Using Unity engine dot UI. Oh yeah, before I forget, how have you been, Quantum Thinker? Public text. We'll call it hero. Public of dot generic. Public list string enemies equals new string enemies. Private. Okay, this is gonna be tough. Hectic. Yeah, it's that time of year. The holidays are always a busy time. TOQ. TOTQ. Enemy. Let's do this. Do it all. I did the stupid thing again. I hate freaking. Okay. So let's get rid of all this. Namespace. Text quest. Got all that stuff set up. And then we're going to say private void on trigger enter 2D. Collider call. And oi. I'm not sure what else I want to do. Excuse me. Public delegate void actor event. What am I doing? Public event actor event on collision. Delegate. Breakout where blocks are letters, and each time you hit a letter, it adds to a word. Not bad. I do feel, again, that might be a little more effort than it's worth right now. That might be an interesting thing to look at later on, if I have sort of free time once the game is basically done, but I'm doing polish. That might be a good thing to just sort of add. Because the nice thing about these mini games is I can just add them arbitrarily whenever I want. There's no real need to lock them down for now. So let me see. Yeah, it's gonna be tough. I guess we're gonna do. Right. Crap. Can I not call him tag? No, there should be a way to say tag, but of course not. tag you. No. There's a way to do tag. Why can't I find it though? What kind of time frame? I mean, it should ideally take not very long at all. A couple of seconds, I think. Probably no more than 10 seconds, I would say. Like 10 seconds is probably the longest any one of these mini games should take. Because it's what the heck? What do you mean script error? Okay. That's weird. Oh, right, because it's Collider 2D. There we go. That's me being stupid. So you know what? Actually, I'm kind of worried now about like this sort of defend yourself by typing, because the idea was that it gives you flavor text whenever you type things in, and I don't know how these would give you flavor text. So I feel like it would be a little, not uninteresting necessarily, but a little. So, I think this would be a little too much as well. Maybe. It's hard to say. I guess we'll do it real quick just because we need a third one. And it'll be a good thing to play test and see what people like the most. So let's go ahead and say public tag. Seriously, there should be a tag. Hold on. Huh. I thought there was like a tag utility, but I guess not. If call.tag is equal to collide tag on collision. Okay. So we're going to have typing of the quest. And you know what? Let's just have public string ID. There we go. So let's have TQ actor enemies. Make this private. And we'll do public TOTQ actor enemy prefab. Presented with a bunch of letters and say they have to click on something that doesn't answer to a riddle. Yeah, that's. We talked a little bit about doing something like this. So like a word search. I mean, in this case, you know, we wanted say like you wanted to find gnome, so gnome would be here. But the only problem I have with doing word searches or randomized letters and stuff like that, um, would probably well, it's really easy to come up with other words unintentionally, like coal, sad, lean, a bunch of stuff like this was all just me mashing on the keyboard. I wasn't even trying to spell anything. and I managed to spell words by accident. So I assume that a randomized algorithm would still probably spell at least one or two words randomly. So I don't like having randomized words. I don't mind having words that become randomized, like the letters get jumbled. That's already a thing. But pure, yeah, I suppose that that's true. We talked about. I don't know if it might have been right before you got on Quantum. It we talked about having a riddle, so you have to answer the riddle. Um, and I think that would work as a potential puzzle, I suppose. Um, that might actually work very well. Um, well, I'm gonna do this real quick, and then I'll do the riddle mini game. That way we'll have four, and then we'll probably call it a night after that. Um, so let me go ahead and say private. Actually, you know what? I probably shouldn't even do that. So let's go ahead and say, oh, this is going to be tough. Um, you know what? I'm not gonna do this one for now because we talked about having or getting rid of the input field, but it might be better to keep it in actually. Yeah, we'll keep it in there. Um, so that means we can keep this up. Blah 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 blah. Blah. For each enemy, I guess I'm not gonna. It's gonna be kind of tough. Find the gnome. Well, yeah. The only problem with doing like a actual word search where you have to highlight it is that I would have to come up with a system to detect collision on characters, which I think some things do, but I don't think they quite do what we would want. So it would be sort of hard to do properly. So I'm trying to avoid making these very complicated. This like typing sort of thing where it's real time typing to defend yourself is probably the most complicated I would want to get. Because I would prefer to keep these, I'd say, less than 100 lines each, roughly. Yeah, they're coming in at about a little under 100, I think. Um, so we're gonna say using system.collections. We'll have a private enumerator. Run team. I'm not crazy about this. Mm. Trying to think of a good way to do this sort of type the letters that are close to you. Because it's not a bad idea. It's just kind of. Why don't I leave this for now, since this is a little bit more complicated? I have to think of a good way to do it. Gnome quest. Ah, that's true. That could be a possible thing to do. Um, so let me go ahead and go back here. So let's create word riddle. Namespace text quest. public override. Check. Public override. Start minigame. Yeah. That's the nice thing about this game. It lends itself well to puns. Yep, all the T's and X's. That would be a pretty amusing thing to try and do. So let's go ahead and have system that's serializable, public class, riddle, puzzle, public string, word equals that, public string riddle equals this, public string output equals this. Okay. Dot collections dot generic. Okay. And then we'll have public list riddle puzzle riddles new. And then I almost forgot, we're going to need Unity engine.ui because we're going to need a public text puzzle text. Except we don't because the base one has that, I forgot. So we don't actually need that, which is fine. And we'll have private riddle puzzle current riddle equals null. Alright. So we're basically going to be doing the same thing that we've done before for word jumble, I think. So we'll copy this. Again, where it's not gonna, of course not. Paste this here. Get rid of this debug. Say current. Yeah, the minigame could affect the main game. Oh, mini buff. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I would do, though. Like the only thing I don't know what benefit it would do. I think the main thing I want to do is that I can hide hints to like treasure locations or something in the outputs. So whenever you do something, like let me go ahead and play one of the existing mini games right now. Call this riddle. I'll turn it off. Come on. Let's disable this. So currently, whenever you play a mini game, so this one is the anagram, magma, it gives you a bit of flavor text. What could also happen is, hopefully it won't give me the anagram. There we go. So, whenever you do one of these loading screen puzzles, I think I think it would be a good way to sort of provide hints. So does your game have an inventory or something the player can interact with while loading? It does have an inventory system, but I mean it's all text, and the crafting it's nothing like what you would expect from modern day adventure games. Like there's no real like merge 2 blocks of wood and whatever to make an axe that you can then blah 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 all this stuff with. It's mostly just sort of like old school rub A against object B, um, and then they become object C. And then there's only one object C in the game, so you can't really get multiple object A's and object B's and all that. But um, um, anyway, back on to the programming. It feels like pulling up. So start word jumble. Let's go ahead and pull this out. Just grab this. Except this is just going to be completely different, so I'm not that worried about this. So we're going to have current riddle, riddles, current riddle dot riddle. I think that's all I would have to do, actually. Oh, come on. All right. Let's go ahead and do this. As it loads. All right, let me turn on root real quick. Duplicate this, put it here. Put that there. 100, 230. All right, so that's all the same now. And let's just go ahead and make one riddle real quick. So our word is going to be oh man, coming up with a puzzle or a riddle on the spot. Oh, I had a good one for. Let me think if I can remember it. Um, I think. So that's the first part of the riddle. I need something else. I would have guessed music for that, actually. That is true. Wind would work for that, though. Um, that's true. Music moves you. That's correct. Eh. Yeah, I'll get this one later. Um, yeah, that's fine. So we'll just do that for now. Um, ah. I feel like push. That's a really strong word for wind. Um, when you sit, I'm in front of you. When you stand, I'm gone. Doesn't help that I'm terrible at puzzles. But the only thing I was gonna guess your legs, but that wouldn't make sense. I don't know if I would say gone though, because your lap is still there. That's the other problem with riddles is that they have to, like, sometimes they don't make sense. um, oh, oh, that's so terrible. That's so terrible. A stick. Ah, okay. Well, this is just the testing cases, so I think that one's gonna be just because it's so. Well, I don't know. I guess it's not your lap. That's true. Eh. That's kind of like what do you have to do to have a party in space? You gotta plan it. uh, how great. Okay, this is enough to test. Um, let's shorten this down to 1, and we'll just put riddle in there. That way we know we always get it. Okay. Uh-oh. Nothing happened. Why did nothing happen? I didn't get any error. Hold on. If value to lower equals current riddle word to lower. That's odd. Hmm. Hmm. Let me try that again. I was getting a weird. Oh, oh, I know why. Because yeah, there we go. Let me try that again. All right, that's not bad. The only other problem, well, no. The only problem I would be worried about for this is I can't do an exact string match. I don't think. Because if you're asked what's brown and sticky, you'd say, I don't know if I should allow for a stick. Because you're not going to answer stick. You're going to answer a stick. Mm. But, well, I mean, I guess this works though. It's kind of like, I mean, the problem, it's not the end of the world. I don't know. I feel like the riddle in and of itself is kind of tough. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the stick thing. It's brown. Yeah, that's true. Syrup. Um, but it might be better to pair riddles with something else because riddles by themselves, I feel, are they could be too tough for people's. Yeah, I think riddles alone, I think, are too abstract because there could be multiple answers to the same riddle. Um, so I feel like pairing riddles with crosswords or not crosswords with word searches or something. Maybe that would be better. Um, maybe. Um, I don't know. I'll have to think about a good way to mix those two together a little bit more. Yeah, I thought about doing sentences with blanks, but then it's kind of like Mad Libs. Are there really wrong question or wrong inputs to that? And I would prefer not to have to parse anything. I would prefer this sort of be like a scattershot, quick and dirty string sort of thing where everything has to match up. Um, so, um, hmm. I'm not sure. I think I'm gonna have to do a little bit of research on good word games, see what I can come up with. Because I think the first two that we've done were very strong. You know, anagrams and racing to type words before the time's up. Yeah, I prefer to also not do clicking. I want to try and use the keyboard as much as possible, so I got to think up good something interesting. Maybe I'll try to think of something cool that you can do with keyboards that you can't do with other methods of input. I don't know what that is, but I bet there's something there. Um, so anyway, I think that that's a pretty good place to stop. We got through, made two mini games. Well, made two and a half. I'm only going to count riddles as a half, unfortunately. Um, but we got started on a new loading screen. That makes me happy because we have a nice loading screen right now. I think. Yeah, I think. Really, come on, work with me here. Ah, screw you. Why does it keep doing that? Seriously? Okay, that's beyond improbable. There we go. That was beyond improbable that we kept getting the sticky one. Um, so yeah, I'll try to think up some more playful things we can do with words. But for the time being, I think that's a good place to stop. So let's see. Tomorrow is Wednesday. I will. Yeah, I'll stream tomorrow. It's hard to say because it's the holiday season, but probably not going home until Christmas Eve. So. Yeah, so I'll probably be streaming tomorrow, same time, 8 o'clock. Keep an eye on the on my Twitter feed, I guess, because in case work or something else comes up like it did yesterday, I'll be sure to update everyone there. But for tonight, I think that's going to be a good place to stop. Tomorrow we'll probably pick up where we've left off after I've done a little bit more research. Maybe hopefully by tomorrow I'll have fixed my JSON stuff in the session class, but um, so that'll do it. As always, thank you everyone very much for watching. Always good to see you guys, and I will see you all next time.